All right. Let me see. Make sure everything's good. All right. All right. I want to give all glory and praise unto the Lord, Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Brakatah Yahawah, Brakatah Yahawashi, Brakatah Yahawah, and Brakatah Yahawashi. I want to give all glory and praise unto those holy and powerful names of Yahawah being the Father and Yahawashi being his only begotten Son, coming in the way of the Bahashem Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit of truth. This is Brother Malachiah. All right. And that is Hebrew to say Malachi or messenger of the Most High. Just to break that down real quick. Um, Today is going to be really a lesson going into the basically the how can I say the potato chip. I got to use code words, code phrases. Don't want to get the channel taken down, nor do I want to get strikes. So we're gonna say potato chip, but we're gonna be going into Revelations 13 just a little bit and going into that prophecy, going into that end time prophecy that is yet to come but will come. The scriptures say, though the vision is but for an appointed time, wait for it. It's not going to tarry, meaning that it's not going to take too much longer for that prophecy to come to pass through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. And I'm mostly focusing on this particular prophecy and some other things. If the spirit be with me to go into those other things, then I will. Just going into the wisdom and understanding that we have, which separates us from the world in and of itself, because the world is very ignorant, and I'm very ignorant unto the names of the Lord Yahawashi and the doctrine, the true doctrine that is gonna lead us unto salvation, and it's gonna be that wisdom and stability, like it speaks about in Isaiah 33rd chapter in the 6th verse, that we're gonna 100% need in these last days to to be ready and prepared and built up for that hour of temptation, which is going to come upon the whole world. They're gonna, through the powers that be, through the elites, you know they're gonna push this potato chip, you know whether it be in your right hand or in your forehead, through the spirit, and that's going to be the new way. Okay, that's going to be the new way of buying and selling. Uh is already being pushed, on a low level, but soon it's going to be mandatory. What I'm saying, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. But how they're going to push it in its first instance is going to be of a way of convenience unto the people, and then they're going to become more draconian, more harsh with the way that they're going to push it, because Esau Edom knoweth he hath but a short time, according to the scriptures. So Esau Edom is going to come down with great wrath, in order to complete his enterprise. But we know that the Lord is going to rain down upon him right while he is eating. All right, which means that through the spirit, that some majority, 2/3, and you other heathen nations outside of the hopeful elect and outside of Israel is gonna take of this chip, man, because it's like, you gotta excuse me, I am outside, so there might be outside noises of the world that I can't control. But I wanted to do this lesson outside because that's just how I wanted to do it. So we gonna let that noise quiet down here. All right, it's kind of quieting down a little bit. So this lesson is gonna be, strictly kind of off the cuff. I don't got a lot of precepts lined up for it, but the spirit, probably how about Shemashah, is gonna guide me through it through the spirit, and we're just gonna get the respective precepts and go through this thing, because I find it very imperative, at least where I'm at right now in my life, to go into this prophecy, more, and just because we're in the last days, and this is one of the most important end time prophecies that there is. you know so it would be imperative for the men of the Lord through the spirit to go into it, continue to go into it, and make it to where that there's no excuse for when it does come upon the earth, when it does come, that no one's going to have no excuses as if they didn't hear, or what it was, or what was going to happen if you take it, and just basically set the groundwork. What this is, and what's going on with it. As we should know what it is, and the hopeful elect know, but we still got individuals out here teaching the false doctrine, teaching contrary, basically being hirelings, fucking up the flock through the spirit. But the whole elect through the spirit is not going to be deceived, but we're going to be in the know and know what's going on, and know what this prophecy is, and know that when it does come, which it will come, it's not a matter of if it comes, it's when it comes. What manner of person are we ought to be, and what should we do. So you gotta forgive me. I'm using this once again, I'm using this shitty laptop, so sometimes things take time to load. Just gotta bear with me. But we're not gonna go into too many videos or anything like that. It's not necessary, but we are gonna at least pull it up. We know what that potato chip represents, and everything like that. Represents control, man. Control on a higher level, and it also represents, if you will, during the time of ancient Israel, there was a system of having a lesser person that was doing lesser than you, or that was in a bind, that was in a pickle. You would have him work for you for 7 years, well, 6 years, and I believe he'd be free to seven through the Spirit. But if he didn't want to work, or if he didn't want to leave, he would put an awl in his ear, and he would continue to serve his master for the end of days. And basically, this is nothing more than one big spiritual awl that Esau Edom is going to push and put upon the children of Israel, and the world for that matter, to basically say, like, yes, Esau Edom is my master, and I want to continue to serve in his kingdom and continue to do the things that he pushes. So this is that spiritual awl, if you will, man, going into that potato chip. Now I just wanted to pull up, I didn't want to pull up no videos, but I kind of wanted to pull up, some thumbnails, and so you people, have a understanding, a grasp of what it is. As you can see right here, this is a syringe. Is how they're gonna put it in you, and we know through the spirit that this is off. All right, and here you go. This is 3 years ago, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, through the spirit, this is gonna be coming soon. This is gonna be coming down the pipeline. Like I said in that Habakkuk, though the vision tarry, wait for it. And this vision, I'm not vision, but this prophecy through the spirit must come. You know, we can't put it off as if it's not real, but it is real. And it has to come in order for us to go ahead and triumph over it, so we can receive of our kingdom that the Lord Yahawashi through the Spirit has set up for us. Man, we got to go through that straight and narrow, so we can't, pretend like it doesn't exist, or, plug our ears and and just hope. We got to prepare ourselves, and the hopeful elect through the Spirit is going to continue to do that. But you other people that's negating the prophecy, negating the understanding of it, you're gonna be destroyed. You know. So yeah, I'm just we just getting what it looks like. And as you can see, this guy right here, he can open up his car, probably even turn it on with his hand, and things of that nature, man. But this is Esau Edom, and he's bugged the fuck out. So we don't really care if you Edomites take this chip. It would be beneficial for you to take it, but for the children of Israel, there is a strict judgment of death, and among other things that will happen unto you if you take this man's his potato chip, man. Ultimately, so we're gonna get into it. I wanted to start in Revelations, because that's where you know it goes into this potato chip. The prophecy that goes into this potato chip, man. So that's where we're gonna start. Right here, we're gonna try to jump right to it, get right to the points, and I don't want to make this lesson too long, but I know this lesson is going to be more of a lengthy one. I don't know how long, but just as a precursor, a warning. You can't just blast through it all the time. So we're gonna get into it. So let's see where we want to start. I want to start. Shit. Start at three. Let me see. Start at three. Yeah, we can start at three. Brothers should be familiar with this through the first verses and the second verse, but we can go over the first verse real quick. It says, "I stood over this." Revelations 13:1. It says, "And I stood upon the sea." And this is John and on the island of Patmos receiving a multitude of visions from the Most High Yahawashi about the end times. And so John on the island of Patmos, the apostle, he did see, these end time prophecies. He did see the potato chip being inserted into people, and he did see the destruction that is going to come upon those who did take of this charagma, of this mark through the spirit, you know. So it says, "And I stood upon the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea." And then this is physical. I mean, this is literal. He actually is seeing the actual beast rise up out of the sea, in the vision, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads is in representation of NATO, and the 10 horns is in representation of the EU, the European Union. Okay, it says that upon his horns were 10 crowns, and upon his heads were the names of blasphemy. The blasphemy going into everything that's adverse to the Most High Yahawah Yahawashi. Coming, saying that He is the Most High, His people are the Most High. They are the angels, things of that nature. Just basic wickedness and blasphemy that these people, or these Edomites, Salakia, these Edomites do against Yahawah Yahawashi, man. And it's also blasphemy trying to put His name upon the children of Israel when we already have you know, uh, uh, um, his name and his mark upon the children of Israel when we already have, you know, someone that we are married unto, being Yahweh Shai. All right, so Esau Edom, it comes in many manifold forms of blasphemy against the children of Israel. All right, and the chief one is him putting up his image as Hamashiach, as Christ, or putting up his people as the children of the Lord, when we know in truth that these Edomites are, seeing Malachi, the first chapter, these Edomites are the wicked according to the scriptures, man. And the Lord Yahweh Shemashah hates them. He's going to destroy them. All right. Okay. Got the birds chirping and shit. Um. So it says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, "And I stood upon the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and the 10 horns." All right. And like I said before, the 7 heads represent the 7 heads represent 7 major mountains or kingdoms that Esau Edom has come into rulership with. First, starting with the Greeks, and I'm gonna get the 7 heads, and we can get into the 10 horns. I mean, there's more vassal states now than there are, but it still goes back to the 10. As far as the EU and those vassal state nations that serve under that serve the beast. All right, with America being Babylon, being the whore that rides atop the beast, man. All right, so let's get real quick into those 7 heads and what they are. All right, the 7 heads are Jamaican Minor, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, Jamaican. I said Jamaican. Yeah, so like, let me start over. It says Jamaican Minor, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, the Germanian Minor, the British, and the Greeks. All right, and this beast-like system really started with the Greeks, man. But now Esau Edom has more control over the earth than he did during the Roman Empire, and really during the Greek Empire. He has the whole encompass of the earth under his thumb, if you will, man. Going to and fro and out the earth, pushing wickedness, man, pushing his philosophies, man, pushing his democracy, his religion, his idolatry, pushing homosexuality, pushing pseudoscience, lies, pushing adultery, what I'm saying, murder, and all these things that Esau Edom upholds. All right, and then we can go into the 10 horns. Uh, the 10 horns, sometimes they change, but like I said before, it still goes back to the 10. All right, but I believe there's way more vassal. They have way more vassal states now than they ever had. But going to the 10 horns is Belgium, France, Greece, Germany, Spain, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and Portuguese. Okay. And I think, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, so that goes into the ten horns, but the beast represents NATO and EU, and that combined conglomerate of that power system that Esau Edom has used to have rulership over the earth, and all these European nations give power unto the beast, unto NATO, and then you have America being of the seven, coming from Britain or the British that became that eight head. Okay, so verse 2. Well, now jumping down to verse 3, and it reads this. It says, "And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast." And this is what they're going to continue to keep doing. Now, when it says, "And I saw one of his heads that were wounded," the heads that is representation, the head that is referring unto is the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire went down, or at least the Western Roman Empire went down, and the Eastern Roman Empire came into power. And when the Eastern Roman Empire came into power, that was a representation of Jake's ruling in the stead of Esau Edom. Okay, because it was time for Esau Edom to go down and be put into that 1,000 year captivity and bondage. When he was eating the dust, he was in a confused state, a beast like state. All right, and during that time, okay, during the Byzantine Empire, all right, which was the Eastern Roman Empire or the Holy Roman Empire. That's when Jake, all right, had rulership. Okay, but it says, "And I saw one of his heads that were wounded." So that's what it means when he was wounded. They were taken down. They were put underfoot. They were put underfoot. They were downtrodden. Okay, for a period of time until they was loosed after that 1,000 year period. It says, "And his deadly wound was healed," and it was healed during the time of the Renaissance period when Esau Edom came out of the caves. Got the confusion off of him, and then he went around, as the scriptures say, um, uh, deceiving the earth, and he deceived the earth with his image. He deceived the earth with his lies. Okay, and his way of life, his system. Okay, and got all the nations to partake and to drink of his philosophy, of his wine, of his way of life. Okay, and now they're angry, they're mad. All right, but that's what it means when it goes into, "He was wounded to death, but he was healed." All right, he came back. Esau Edom came back into power, and he's still in power even up to this very moment. As I speak, Esau Edom is very much still in rulership. He's still in his blessing right now. All right. And it says, all the world wanted after the beast. All right. And all the world is wondering after the beast. And the beast is going to push forth his mark. And these people are still, during that time, it's going to wonder after the beast, man, because they wondering is in a sense of being in awe, in the sense of being enthralled, being, happy and impressed, if you will, by this man's system, by this man's philosophies, by this man's kingdom. All right. But he's nothing more than a beast. He's nothing more than a fool. All right. But the Esau Edom, Yahawashi has given Esau Edom this rulership to represent, that he can put up any individual that he wants to rule in rulership, man. The scriptures speak about how the Most High is, we can get it. We can get it, man. And Psalm 75, real quick, it says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High Yahawah is the judge, and he putteth down one and set up another." So this is the Most High's doing this. This is the Most High's doing. All right, so he's the one that has Esau Edom in rulership, but it's nothing more than prophecy that he was going to rule during this time for a little short season. It speaks about that in Daniel's 7th chapter, which gives you, basically a blueprint of the major four kingdom that was going to rule America, being that little horn, that was going to rule for a little season, and we're in the midst of that little season now. All right, but it's coming to an end. But one of the end prophecies is his potato chip. So this is why I'm going into Revelation 13. This is why uh, we're going into this, because we're at the end, and it's imperative that we understand His wisdom and we know what's going on, and we know that what Esau Edom's planning to do, so we can avoid it. But the hopeful elect is going to avoid it. The hopeful elect is going to hear the words of the prophets and make the correct and necessary moves so they don't get destroyed. All right, because Yahawashi Shad is not the individual that you would want to play with. It says, and they worship the dragon representation of the Roman Empire. All right. It says, let me see, yeah. It says, verse 3, no, verse 4, it says, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast. And when you take that chip, you're going to continue, you're still going to be worshiping the beast. It says, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him. And no one's really able to make war with the beast, with the NATO and the EU, but the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to use these other nations, namely Russia, you know, and these other, BRICS, these other conglomerate nations to bring death and destruction upon the beast, man, upon America. We're not, well, the beast, well, the whore, all right, but these other allies, within NATO, within the EU, they're also going to turn on the beast, not the beast, but turn on Babylon the Great, man, and shoot missiles at her and burn her with fire, all right, but that hasn't happened yet. So meanwhile, the beast is still very much intact, man. So it's difficult, for the world or these lesser nations, to make war with them. They've pretty much been the hammer of the earth, going to and fro, doing what they will, you know, and killing who they will, because Esau Edom was going to rule with the sword, seeing Genesis, the 25th chapter, when he got that blessing from Isaac. All right. All right. It says in verse 5, it says, and there was given him a mouth speaking great things, all right, which is going right back into that blasphemies, okay, that these Edomites speak against the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahshua and the children of Israel, all right. It says, and there was given him a mouth speaking great things, and power was given on him to continue 40, damn, 40 and 2 months, and that should be going into the 350-year period when starting basically from the 1619, 1620 to 1960s to the 70s, when we was in a completely dead state, without the Most High, without the names, without the Holy Spirit, until it got sent down, and then we was able to stand upon our feet, man. We was able to come out of that dead state that we're in. And for the most part, Jake, the 2/3 are still in that dead state, but the hopeful elect are the ones standing, standing upon their feet and declaring this wisdom, declaring this gospel. All right, so that we can have the wisdom and understanding to fight against, the mark and His image. All right. It says in verse 6, it says, and he opened his mouth and blasphemed against the Most High, to blaspheme his name. And they have blasphemed the name because they haven't taught the name. They haven't been telling you the name. They've been telling you the name is this, or telling you the name is that, telling you the name is Jesus, telling you, which is Greek, telling you the name is fucking Jehovah and all this other stuff. But the names of the Lord are Yahawah and Yahawashi, Yahawah, Yahawashi, Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi. All right, those are the true names of the Heavenly Father, and which the names that we must call on to be delivered and to be saved out of this present kingdom. All right, and it says power was given unto, well, my bad. Verse 6, it says, and he opened his mouth and blasphemed against the Most High, and blasphemed against his name and his tabernacle. And his tabernacle represents the house of David. We are the tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? And said to them that dwell in heaven. It says in verse 7, and he was given unto him to make war with the saints. We represent the saints. The saints are the Israelites. Okay, no one outside of Israel represents the saints, and then going deeper into it is representation of the elect, because the 2/3 of the nation of Israel don't come in the spirit of saints; they come in the spirit of the heathens. All right, because they follow after the heathens and don't follow after the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah. It says, and to overcome them, and power was given over him. Oh, it's like it says, power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. All right. It says in verse 8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. All right, because they got a veil over them, man. They don't got the true wisdom and understanding of the Lord Yahawashi to understand what this man is doing and who this man is. All right, they just happy go lucky niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, they love America. They love their master. They love oppression. They love captivity and slave ship. So, they're gonna continue to dwell after the beast, man, and wander after the beast. It says, all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, and whose names are not written in the book of the life. All right, and we, being the hopeful elect, are trying to be those who have our name written in the book of life, man. But the 2/3 and the rest of the nation of Israel are not so. All right, their names are not written in the book, so they don't have this wisdom and understanding to resist this beast system in his mark. So their names are not written. All right, the Lord Yahawashi, in a nutshell, is not dealing with them. All right, because if he was dealing with them, then they would understand, and then they would have the names, and they would give glory, they would give praise, they would have faith, but they do not. So when this ultimately, when this chip comes upon the scene, when this chip comes upon the people, then guess what? They're going to take of it because they don't have any other choice. They don't have any other option. They don't know anything else. They don't know any. They don't know the power that is of the Lord Yahawashi to counteract Esau, Edom, and his beast system. Okay, they don't know that. And if they did know, and they don't believe it, they're not built up in it. So if you're not built up, then when that hammer comes down and you're not built up, then you're just gonna get nailed down. All right, you're not gonna be able to resist against this man. When he comes with that death, when he comes with that, when he's killing your family, when he's slaying your woman, he ravishing your woman, he doing all types of madness. You're not gonna be able to stand in that day without the wisdom and understanding of the Lord Yahawashi. All right, and this is why this wisdom, this understanding is so important, so that we can stand, so that we can understand what's going on, so we don't bug out in these last days, as such as the others outside of this knowledge, outside of this wisdom, is going to bug out because they're not going to understand what's going on. Okay. All right. And they're not going to be built up. They're not going to call upon the names. All right. They don't have any faith. All right. Okay. It says, once again, it says, let me see, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. And that's referring unto the Lord Yahawashi, who was slain for the world of Israel, not the world of everybody else, or the world of the whole world in a in a in a whole entirety of the world type of sense. I had the Hebrew or the Greek definition written down for that. Let me see. Okimite? No, that's the other way. What is it? Man, what is that? What is that definition? Salaki, hold on. Let me go get my apocrypha real